Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's class would be about SQL. We can call it SQL 101. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. So here we'll look at what SQL is and what SQL is not. The types of SQL: command, data definition language, data manipulation language, and the data control language. All these are queries, SQL queries and command used in database management. And we'll take a step further also to look into the primary key and the foreign keys. This is an overview of what SQL is all about. So let's dive into the class. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. SQL is a data manipulation language. SQL is not a programming language. SQL commands are interpreted by the database management software. SQL commands can be used interactively as a query language within the database management software. So SQL in a nutshell is a manipulation language, is a data manipulation language. They are queries that are used to manipulate data within a database.
So types of SQL commands, there's something called the DDL. The DDL means data definition language. Now in this case, this can fall under defining, under you modifying or altering a particular structure of a database. Please, if some things are sounding like gibberish to you, it's okay. Just take them as it comes. Jot down things. If you need to ask questions afterwards, even on the group, feel free to do that. But we just need to cover the basics before we dive deep into the app. So the next one, we have create. Now, what you use with create is like you're saying create. You can give an example. Create database helps you create a database. When I use create database and I run that particular statement or query, automatically a virtual database is created for me. I can't see it except if I log in or I open the database. So what I mean by the virtual is like you're not seeing that, oh, this is my house here or something, but you can see it in the server, in your workbench, that this is the database you created. So another thing under the DDL is alter. So alter has to be maybe changing things, right? So it's altering. Now, like I said earlier on, it's like an English language statement. So you understand this has to do with this. Another one is drop. I may want to drop a particular record. Now, in an organization, when I employ a list of people and somebody has left and has retired, or somebody decides to leave for another firm, what do? I'll drop that particular person's record from my database. Are we clear? Or alter comes in place when I want to modify somebody's data. If you were formerly not married, you were single, and then you now want to be presented or called as Mrs. or Mrs. Mr. or still be Mr. So you want to call Mrs. from Miss, I can just alter your record and change your Miss to Mrs. Please, are we clear? I take that as a yes.
Yes, we are clear, ma'am.
All right. So the next thing, you can truncate. Truncate is also like cutting or reducing the size of something. Then the next one is data manipulation language. These commands perform operation like storing data in database tables, modifying and deleting existing rows, retrieving data, or updating data. Now, insert is me putting in something in a particular table. So I've already created a table, but in that table or created a database, I want to insert records. So I won't say create name and put Nima, but in this case, I'll say insert. I'll create a column already for Nima, but I'll now say insert dash under name, name, and I'll put my name. That's what you insert as comes. do fast so we can do upgrade. So next one we have updates. Update is you updating a particular. So in this case now, updates is you adding more information, right? Let's say I don't have a particular person's address before. I want to update that particular table, right? And then there is already column that has address, but I want to say, okay, update this particular table where name is Nima, update address as this. Do you understand? That's where I can use my update, and I can also delete. Now, when I delete something, please, are we following? The difference between delete and what's the name and drop is that once one action is done, you can't get it back. Please, are you following? Once you delete something, once you delete a record, it deletes it from particular, maybe a column or a particular table. But when I drop something, when I drop a particular table or drop a particular record, it's already out of that table. Please, am I making sense? Drop is used. So drop is data definition language. When I use drop, you use drop to, it's also a form of deletion, right? Because you're dropping it, you're deleting. It's like I'm deleting it from the view. When I now use delete statements only, right? I'm deleting, sorry. I'm deleting, but that doesn't mean that I may not find that particular entry later on. Please, am I making sense? Hopefully when we try to practicing, you understand what I mean. So the next one is select. Then we have another one called the DCL, which is data control language. So you can just try noting all this down. Then when we're in class, I'll start practicing on the MySQL workbench itself. You can see how it's done. So now we have data control language. There are commands that perform operations like giving and withdrawing database access from the user. Example is grant. Grant gives you access or privileges or permissions. It revokes can tell you, okay, I don't want to give this particular person access again, so it withdraws the access privileges or permission given with the grant command. Please, are we clear? Now we've seen DCL, which is data control language, we've seen DDL, and we've seen DML. Can I proceed?
Yes.
Okay.
So within a database, we have what we call keys. Keys are one of the most important elements in a rational database to maintain the relationship between the tables, and it also helps in uniquely identifying the data from a table. The primary key is a key that helps uniquely identifying the tuple of the database, whereas the foreign key is a key that is used to identify the relationship between the tables through the primary key of one table. That is, the primary key of one table acts as a foreign key to another table. So the primary key is used to ensure that the data within a specific column is unique. Okay, for example, student ID number as well as student phone numbers are both candidate keys in relation to a student. Like when you're registering, you have your student ID number and the student phone number. But student's ID number can be chosen as the primary key. The student's ID number can be chosen as the primary key and not the student phone number. So in a nutshell, the primary key is used to ensure that data in the specific column is unique. In a table where there are a whole lot of columns, there are a whole lot of keys, the student ID, student's unique phone number, whatever it is, that column, there is always a column in a table that has a unique key that specifies a unique detail. Like that particular column from the example, like, okay, take for example customer ID in a particular in a database for an online store. That customer ID is a unique number that two customers cannot have same ID number, so it's a unique number representing the data of a particular customer. So it's a unique column, while the foreign key is a column or groups of column in a database table that provides a link between data in two tables. It is a column that references most often the primary key. It's a column that references a column most often the primary key of another table. So primary key is a unique and a specific column in a database. It's important to know the primary keys because this is going to help us when we create relationships between various database and various data manipulation languages and commands in the database.